Dear viewers, welcome to our channel GVS Bank Academy. Today I am going to discuss about anti-money laundering and know your customer KYC certificate examination record questions. Most of these questions are recently 9th October 2021. Recent exam 9th October 2021. These questions are also useful for JAB Principle and Practice of Banking, JAB Accountancy and Legal Paper, CAB retail banking and advances, promotion exams for all scales. These questions are useful. Key elements. What are the four pillars or key elements in KYC policy? There are customer acceptance policy, customer identification procedures, monitoring of transactions, and risk management. These are the four basic key elements or four pillars in KYC. Customer acceptance, customer identification, monitoring of transactions, and risk management. KYC is introduced in India after taking into account of FATF, Financial Action Task Force. This is international monitoring body on anti-money laundering. Based on FATF, Financial Action Task Force, central government for the recommendations in compliance with the anti-money laundering policies. In India, we had introduced KYC. VCIP, video-based customer identification process. So, video-based customer identification process is as good as physical KYC purpose. We can treat it as personal KYC compliance. What are the list of official valid documents? OVD, list of official valid documents. This is passport, driving license, proof of position of Aadhaar card, voter identity card issued by NREGA, by Election Commission, voter identity card issued by Election Commission of India, job card issued by NREGA, and duly signed by the state government, and letter issued by the National Population Register containing details of name and address of the customer. So these are the official valid documents list: passport, driving license, Aadhaar number, Aadhaar card, voter identity card issued by Election Commission, job card issued by NREGA, and letter issued by the National Population Register. In compliance is FATF, Financial Intelligence Unit, FIUIND, introduced in India. It was set up in India on 18th November 2004. It was established in 18th November 2004. It is the central national agency monitoring the KYM, PMLA and anti-money laundering transactions. Responsible for receiving, processing, analyzing and disseminating information relating to suspected financial transactions. FIUIND, it is part of Ministry of Finance. What are the main functions of FIUIND, Financial Intelligence Unit India? Collection of information from regulating entities, collection of information, analysis of information, sharing of information with respect to authorities, act as central repository for the information, and coordination with various government authorizations along with the FATF. Research and analysis also, it is carrying out research and analysis. What is meant by correspondent banking? Correspondent banking means without bank branches opening, Indian banks are opening an offshore account abroad. That is called correspondent banking. And foreign banks are opening accounts in India. That is called offshore account. All these accounts will come under correspondent banking. Correspondent banking means without physical banking business, by opening the account with other entities, other countries, we are doing the business. That is called correspondent banking business. Shell bank or shell company means a bank which is incorporated in a country. A bank which is incorporated in a country where it has no physical presence. It is not having any offices or branches in that country, and it is not affiliated to any regulating financial group. Shell bank or shell company, a bank which is incorporated in a country where it has no physical presence and is not affiliated to any regulated financial group. What are the regulated entities which are regulated by Reserve Bank of India? Banks, RRBs, local area banks, urban cooperative banks, state cooperative banks, all India financial institutions, non-banking financial companies, and payment system providers, etc. These are regulated entities by Reserve Bank of India. Reporting entity means a banking company, financial institution, intermediary, or a person carrying a designated business. They have to submit the information to reporting. This will be called as reporting entity. These reporting entries have to submit. As for PMLA, preservation of records, 5 years from the end of the transaction between the customer and the bank and the customer, bank should maintain a record for at least 5 years from the date of the transaction. Penalty under Prevention of Money Laundering Act. Under Money Laundering Act, any person found guilty in the money laundering, he shall be punished with rigorous imprisonment of 3 to 7 years. Penalty, punishment under money laundering activities, 3 to 7 years. And this money laundering related to narcotic drugs, psychotropic substances, that is maximum 10 years. 3 to 7 years for guilty of money laundering activities. Offences under narcotic drugs, punishment is up to 10 years. SFIO, Serious Frauds Investigation Office. SFIO, Serious Frauds Investigation Office, comes under Minister of Corporate Affairs. Minister of Corporate Affairs. Now, this is overall and general. This is very important slide. For the low risk customers, low income persons like hawkers, plumbers, cobblers, pensioners, salaried persons, housewives from low middle income families, non-profit organizations promoted by United Nations organization. This is important. Non-profit organizations promoted by United Nations organization comes under low risk customer. Medium risk customers, real estate agents, restaurants, electronic goods merchants, cloth merchants, travel and tour agencies, transportation companies comes under medium risk. High risk customers, diamond merchants, arms dealers, real estate developers, promoters of corporate groups, persons in senior controlling executive positions in the private sector, import related transactions, and politically exposed persons, PEP, politically exposed persons, non-profit organizations. Non-profit organizations promoted by UNO, low risk. All other non-profit organization comes under high risk. High risk customers, diamond merchants, arms dealers, real estate developers, promoters of corporate groups, persons in senior controlling position private sector, import related, exporters, politically exposed persons. This due diligence accordingly. Risk category of products, production services, low risk category. Term loan against assets, low risk. Consumer loans, low risk. Loan fixed deposits, low risk. Medium risk. NRE, non-resident fixed deposits, medium risk. Credit card transactions, medium risk. Demand loan against deposits, medium risk. High risk products, cash credit, project loan, term loans, high risk. Diamond dollar accounts. Diamond dollar accounts are allowed to open by exporters who are dealing in diamonds and dollar jewelry exports. They are allowed to open 5 accounts in US dollar current account. These accounts are comes under high risk customers. And new technology products also comes under high risk customers. New technology products also comes under high risk. These are high risk category of products. Periodic KYC updation. The basic requirement of KYC is to reconfirm the identity of the customer, address and particulars of the customer. If a customer is a high risk, within 2 years, within 2 years, time limits will apply from the date of account opening or last KYC updation 2 years. Account opening or last KYC updation, high risk customers 2 years, medium risk customers 8 years, low risk customers 10 years. This question also they are asking very frequently. Processing cases of Fugitive Economic Offenders Act 2018. This is the recent act. The object, this act is applicable 100 crores and above transactions. The object of this act is provided for measuring to deter fugitive economic offenders. Means they are taking the loan and for avoiding the process of the law, they are migrating to other countries. Now 2-3 persons already declared under Fugitive Economic Offenders Act, applicable 100 crores and above. So they are taking loan, they are migrating for with a view to avoid the process of loss in India. That's why this was introduced. Freezing of assets under Unlawful Activities Prevention Act 1967. Freezing of assets in the Unlawful Activities Prevention Act. Only central government is having power. Freezing of assets under Section 51 of Unlawful Activities Prevention Act. UAPA. Unlawful Activities Prevention Act. Only central government. As per Section 40 of UAPA, Unlawful Activities and Prevention Act, a person who commits the offence of raising fund for terrorism. Any person is raising finance for a terrorist organization, he shall be punishable with imprisonment for a term not exceeding 14 years or with fine or with both. This is Unlawful Activities Prevention Act 1967. Any person who commits the offence of raising funds for a terrorist organization, he shall be punishable with imprisonment for a term not exceeding 14 years or with fine. One account is opened in one place. So the account is opened in a place, but cash deposits and withdrawals are taking place from various parts of the country. One account is opened in one place, cash deposits from different locations and cash withdrawals from different locations. That account is called as funnel, F-U-N-L-E-L, funnel accounts. FATCA means Foreign Account Tax Compliance Act. FATCA, Foreign Account Tax Compliance Act. Whenever we are dealing with United Nations citizens, you have to follow this FATCA, Foreign Account Tax Compliance Act guidelines. Three lines of defense as per BCBS guidance note 2014. BCBS, Basel Committee on Banking Supervision, they had given a guidance note 2014, 8 points. Out of 8 points, 1 point is very, very important. 3 lines of defense for the bankers. Where is the first line of defense? Business units or branches. Where we are doing the business. That is the first line. You have to take defense at business units. Second line of defense is the chief officer in charge of AML, anti-money laundering or combating financial terrorism and compliance function. So compliance officer of AML or CFT is the second line of defense. They have to act as a defense to protect the organization. One is, first line is business unit, second line is chief officer of in charge of AML, CFT. Third line of defense, internal audit function. Third line of defense, internal. In the promotional examination, they are asking this question. As per BCBS guidance note, what is the third line of defense? That is internal audit function. We don't know how the question, where the question they are asking. The question comes under BCBS Guidance Note 2014. 3 lines of definition. First line of definition business units. Second line of definition chief officer in charge. Third line of defense internal audit function. Very, very important for all the participants. 4 eyes concept. 4 eyes. What is meant by 4 eyes concept? One person is doing the transaction. Another person is verifying the transaction. One person is processing the transaction. Another person is verifying the compliances. That is called 4 eyes. One person is doing. Another person is checking. Opening, one person. Verification, checking, one person. One person is processing. Another person is verifying. It is called 4 eyes concept. White listing in AML. White listing in AML. Anti-money laundering. A whitelist means a mechanism which explicitly, clearly allows some identified entities to assess a particular privilege, service, mobility, recognition. It is a list of things allowed when everything is denied by default. So under this, whitelisting in AML means they are allowing a whitelist. It is a pass list or allow list is a mechanism which clearly, explicitly allows some identified entities to assess a particular privilege, service, mobility, recognition. It is a list of things allowed, everything is denied by default. So, whitelisting in AML means allowing clearly some identified entities to assess a particular privilege, service, mobility. That is called whitelisting. Beneficial ownership. At the time of opening of the accounts, the regulated entities, they have to identify the beneficial ownership. When the client is a company, in the company main documents are memorandum of association, articles of association, corporate identification number. How we can say a beneficial owner? If any one shareholder controlling ownership of interest means ownership or entitlement to more than 25% of shares. If anybody is having more than 25% of shares or more than 25% of paid up capital or more than 25% of capital is taking, that is called, when the client is a company, beneficial ownership is any shareholder enjoying more than 25% of shares, number of shares or paid up capital or profits. This is a company. Partnership firm. Mainly document is partnership deed. When the client is a partnership deed, how we are going to identify beneficial owner? If any one partner is enjoying entitled for more than 15% of capital of the partnership firm or profits of the partnership firm, that partner will be treated as beneficial owner in the partnership firm. Third, where the client is an unincorporated, unregistered association of group of people or body of individuals, and trust accounts. Trust accounts. How we can identify the beneficial owner? If anyone is having more than 15% of the property, if anyone is having share more than 15% of property or profits, that person will be treated as a beneficial owner in the association of unincorporated association, body or trust. If the company is a listed company in a stock exchange, we need not decide the beneficial owner. If the company is a listed company, we need not stock exchange. It is not necessary to verify the beneficial owner. This is about beneficial ownership. Almost all exams they are asking this question. Now, all regulated entities, all banks and regulated entities, they have to submit the report to FIUIND, Financial Intelligence Unit India. These 5 points are very, very important. Very, very important for all exams. What are there? CTR, Cash Transactions Report. all cash transactions of more than 10 lakhs or it equivalent in foreign currency deposited there during the month. Periodicity monthly you have to report, current month CTR, next month 15th. Current month periodicity of current monthly report you have to report to FIU IND by next month 15th, where all transactions more than 10 lakhs. Second point, all series of cash transaction deposits integrally connected to each other. Even though the transaction is less than 10 lakhs or its equivalent in foreign currency within a month, and the monthly aggregate, monthly total exceeds 10 lakhs or its equivalent foreign currency, that transaction also you have to report to FIU IND, Financial Intelligence. This is about cash transactions report. Suspicious transactions report, STR. All suspicious transactions after confirmation of doubt, after confirmation of suspiciousness by the bank, from the date of confirmation within 7 days. As and when the transaction, suspicious transaction doubted by the bank, after confirmation within 7 days of the transactions, determination, confirmation, they have to report to FIU. Here amount is not the criteria, time is also not there. So from the date of confirmation within 7 days after suspicious determination, we have to report 7 days. Counterfeit currency report, JALI. Counterfeit currency report, CCR. All CAN transactions where counterfeit currency notes have been deposited or withdrawn, but deposited by the customer. During the month, bank as a whole, whatever the counterfeit currency notes received, that amount they have to report monthly to, after completion of the month, next month 15th to FIU IND. By next month, current month report of all counterfeit currency report. By the end of this month, next month 15th, you have to submit. Non-profit organization transaction report. Non-profit transactions. Non-profit organizations transaction report. NTR. Non-profit organization transaction report. All transactions involving receipts by non-profit organizations more than 10 lakhs in a month. Non-profit organizations in amount of receipts by more than 10 lakhs in a month, that report had to submit to FIU IND by next month, current month report by next month 15th. Cross-border wire transfer report, CBTR. Cross-border wire transfer report. All cross-border wire transfers more than 5 lakhs or its equivalent foreign currency. Monthly, you have to report all transactions of 5 lakhs and above. Current month reports next month 15th. All transactions of cross-border, all remittances of more than 5 lakhs. Monthly report by next month 15th. This is CBTR, cross-border wire transfer report. NTR, non-profit organization transaction report. CCR, counterfeit currency report. STR, suspicious transaction report. CTR, cash transaction. These sometimes they are asking abbreviation also. Now, this is the latest directions. One-time PIN, based on one-time PIN, eKYC process, fun, onboarding of customers. Whenever a customer is coming, one-time password basis, one-time PIN basis, we are opening account, that is also permitted. Using OTP based eKYC, electronic KYC, subject to following conditions, it is allowed. One-time PIN, OTP based eKYC process. There must be a consent from the customer for authentication of OTP. So first you have to take the consent for using one-time PIN, number 1. Number 2, the aggregate balance of all deposit accounts of the customer which was opened under OTP, one-time PIN, not exceeding 1 lakh. The aggregate total balance under all the accounts which was opened by using OTP, one-time PIN, maximum balance 1 lakh. Total credits in a year during all these accounts 2 lakhs. balance at any point of time not exceeding 1 lakh. Total credits in a financial year not exceeding 2 lakhs in this one-time PIN opened accounts. This is about deposit accounts. Banks are allowed to open the borrowal accounts also by using one-time PIN. In that account, we can give only term loans. One-time PIN, only term loans we can give, and maximum not exceeding rupees 60,000 rupees. So by using OTP, we can open deposit accounts and we can open term loan accounts also. Deposit accounts, what is the limit? Balance not exceeding 1 lakh. Total credit during the year not exceeding 2 lakhs. That is the deposit accounts caps. Advances, what are the advances accounts cap, borrow accounts? Only term loan you can open by using one type. Number 2, loan not exceeding 60,000 rupees. Now, the validity of the one-time PIN account is 1 year only. Whatever the account, deposit accounts or term loan borrow accounts you are opening, validity period is 1 year. If the 1 year party is not complying the customer due diligence process, that account is going to be closed immediately. So, validity of the deposit account, term loan account which was opened under one-time PIN, validity is 1 year. If within 1 year customer has not done the further CDD, the account is going to be closed. And bank had to take a declaration from the customer to the effect that the customer is allowed to open an account only with one bank. By using the one-time PIN, customer is allowed to open a deposit account or loan account only with one regulated entity, means one bank only. No other accounts has been opened nor will be opened using OTP KYC with the same regulator, any other. So what is there? By using this one-time PIN, party is allowed to open account with only one regulated entry. He cannot open the account same other bank regulated entry or same bank with other branch also. And other regulator shall not open the accounts based on the KYC information accounts opened with the one. So one time means they have to open only with one regulated entity. And regulated entities means bank shall have strict monitoring procedure including system generated LS. This is the one time. I think in this question will come very. Dear viewers, this presentation is very useful for KYC and AML certificate examination. That is the basic. But along with the KYC certificate examination, this information is very important for JIB accountancy, JIB principle and practice of banking, PMLA act is separately under legal paper. Same is also useful for retail banking and advanced bank management. And further, promotion exams from 0 to 1 to up to scale 5 to 6 also, the KYC information is very much important. Thank you very much for extending the support to our YouTube channel. Thank you very much for all.